All right, time to dive into crypto trading today. We're doing a deep dive on this ebook, and honestly, it feels more like a flashy website than an actual guide. Emojis everywhere, download now, buttons, definitely going for that fast-paced, exciting vibe. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And that's completely intentional. This kind of marketing is laser focused on the learner persona. Think
Mm.
about it. Eager to learn, want to see results fast, those aha moments.
Yeah.
This ebook nails that.
For sure. And then there are those bold claims right out the gate. Millions of traders going from $1 to thousands plays right into that FOMO, that fear of missing out that's huge in crypto. But the question is, does it deliver on the basics? If you're brand new to this, will this actually make you a crypto whiz?
Well, it touches on some core concepts, but often very superficially. Like, it mentions different types of cryptocurrency, which is important because it's a lot more than just Bitcoin. But it doesn't explain how those differences actually affect your trading strategy.
So it's like saying, hey, there are all these different bicycles, mountain bikes, road bikes. Good luck winning the Tour de France. Doesn't really help you, right?
Right? And another area where it's walking a fine line is how it explains volatility. It's got this very stark example, comparing a 5% swing in the stock market to a potential 50% swing in crypto overnight.
Yeah, like a roller coaster.
Hmm.
Which I get, that's part of the appeal for some people. But I imagine there's a downside to all that excitement too, no?
Oh, absolutely. It highlights those big gains, but kind of glosses over the very real risk involved, especially for beginners.
It's like saying you could win big at the casino, but, you could also lose everything. Not exactly a balanced perspective.
Exactly. And that's where leverage comes in, which this ebook really pushes.
Oh yeah, they made it sound so tempting. Suddenly, that 50% swing could be 500%.
Hmm.
Who needs a financial advisor when you can 100x your portfolio overnight, right? Or at least that's what they want you to think. I'm guessing it's not actually that simple.
You guessed it. Leverage is powerful, but it's a double-edged sword. They focus on how it amplifies your gains, but conveniently forget to mention it magnifies your losses just as easily. Imagine putting $100 into a trade with 10x leverage.
Okay, for suddenly I've got $1,000 to play with.
Exactly. A 10% increase, you made a $100 profit. But here's the catch. A 10% decrease, and you've lost your entire initial investment.
Ouch. So leverage is like that friend who encourages you to order another round of shots when you're already overenthusiastic, fun in the moment, potentially disastrous later.
A very accurate analogy. And that's something this ebook, with its focus on quick wins and overnight riches, totally fails to emphasize.
So we've got the hype, the basics, the high risk, high reward stuff. But does it give any actual strategies for navigating the market, or is it just telling us to buy the dip without explaining what that even means?
Well, it does offer a few trading strategies, if you can even call them that.
Oh, sounds like we're about to dissect some instant ramen recipes masquerading as gourmet meals. Let's unpack these so-called strategies after the break. We're back and ready to dig into these strategies from the ebook. You already warned us, though, not exactly top-tier stuff, huh?
Let's just say, a bit like those cooking videos promising gourmet in 5 minutes with 3 ingredients. You might get something edible, but no culinary masterpieces.
Okay, so maybe more instant ramen than five-star dining. But hey, sometimes you need quick and easy. So what's on the menu? What are the strategies that are going to turn us into crypto masterminds, supposedly?
Well, the ebook highlights 4 main approaches: day trading, trend trading, hedging, and then there's HO dealing.
Okay, let's break those down. Starting with day trading. Now that one, pretty self-explanatory. You're making quick trades within the day, right? Taking advantage of those wild price swings we talked about. What's the ebook say about actually succeeding with that?
Honestly, they make it sound way too easy, like playing a video game or something. Talk about buy low, sell high, use leverage to juice those short-term gains. But you could imagine there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Day trading always seemed like one of those things that looks easy until you try it. Like juggling chainsaws, you got to know what you're doing.
Exactly. They totally skip over the fact that good day trading, it needs deep understanding. Technical analysis, risk management, market psychology. You got to read charts, spot patterns, make fast decisions with limited info. It's not for beginners to just jump into and get rich overnight.
So maybe not the best strategy for someone with a 9 to 5 who can't be glued to their screen.
Yeah.
Okay, what about trend trading? That one sounds a bit more, I don't know, strategic, less about split-second decisions.
It is, in theory. The basic idea is you identify a trend, right? Upward or downward in the price, then ride that wave. Buy low, sell high, as they say. But again, they make it sound way too simple, especially when it comes to actually identifying those trends.
Because it's easy to say buy low, sell high, but how do you tell if it's an actual trend or just a random blip? Especially with crypto being so volatile, like predicting the weather from a 5-second glance outside, you're bound to get rained on eventually.
Perfect analogy. The ebook throws around bullish and bearish, which, yeah, those are upward and downward trends, but it doesn't give you the tools to understand what's actually driving them. Like they're handing you a car, but not teaching you the rules of the road.
Right. Speaking of rules of the road, there was one they kept mentioning I wanted to ask about. Elon Musk. Seemed like every other page they were referencing his tweets, his pronouncements about crypto. What's up with that?
Ah, yes, the Elon Musk factor.
Mhm.
You're right. They use him as a prime example of how external things, even a tweet, can move the crypto market.
Which, to be fair, isn't totally wrong. We've all seen how his comments can send certain cryptos through the roof or crashing down. But basing your whole strategy on one guy's social media seems a bit risky now.
Incredibly risky, especially for beginners who might not know the difference between real trends and temporary hype, or, the whims of Elon Musk. It's like navigating a minefield blindfolded.
Yeah.
You might get lucky a few times, but
But you're going to step on something you shouldn't have eventually. Good to know. Okay, so we've covered day trading, trend trading, both with more complexity than they let on. What about this hedging? That one sounds more like Wall Street, not the Wild West of crypto.
you're right. Hedging is usually more associated with traditional markets. It's a risk management thing, right? Minimizing losses by spreading out your bets, not putting all your eggs in one basket.
So instead of betting it all on, say, Bitcoin, you spread it around to a few different cryptos. That way, if one goes bust, the others cushion the blow a bit.
Exactly. They suggest diversifying your portfolio, putting your money in different assets to hedge against risk. But, once again, oversimplifying a complex concept.
Because knowing what to invest in is only half the battle, right?
Precisely. Effective hedging, it needs you to understand how those assets are correlated, how their prices move in relation to each other, and how to structure your trades so losses in one are offset by gains in another.
So not just randomly picking a few cryptos and hoping for the best. You need to understand how they interact, how they behave in different conditions, like trying to juggle chainsaws when you haven't even mastered a unicycle.
That's a vivid and accurate way to put it. Which brings us to the last strategy they outline, HO dealing.
Oh, dealing. I've even heard that one outside the crypto world. It's basically the buy and hold strategy for the digital age, yeah.
Exactly. The word itself is a misspelling of holding from a Bitcoin forum, but it's become like the unofficial motto of long-term crypto investors.
So you buy a cryptocurrency, hopefully one with long-term potential, and then just hold on tight. Ride out the storms, ignore the FOMO, and hope for the best down the line.
That's the gist. And to be fair, they do mention researching, picking projects with solid fundamentals, strong teams, innovative technology, real-world use cases. But as with everything else, just scratching the surface.
So you're saying a catchy name and a cool logo isn't enough to go on. Who knew?
Definitely not. HO dealing, just like any investment strategy, needs you to actually think and research. Look beyond the hype. Understand what you're putting your money into. What's the problem they're trying to solve? Who's running the show? What's the long-term potential? All these questions. The ebook just kind of skips over them.
Like saying, buy this land, it could be the next Manhattan. But they forget to mention, right now it's a swamp full of mosquitoes.
Exactly. And speaking of things they gloss over, let's get back to this whole buy the dip thing. They say it constantly, like it's a magic spell for profits. I'm guessing it's not that simple in reality.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Sure, buying low and selling high makes sense, in theory. But with crypto being so up and down, how do you even know if it's a dip or the start of a crash, like trying to catch a falling knife? You might get lucky, but more likely to get cut.
Great way to put it. And that's where understanding market cycles, technical analysis, all that comes in. Got to read the signs, look for patterns, know the overall sentiment before you blindly buy the dip.
So once again, research is key. Understand the factors, not just follow catchy phrases, which seems to be a theme with this ebook, sadly.
It really is. And that's why you got to look at resources like this critically. They can be a starting point, get you interested, but don't mistake it for the whole education, or even worse, a guarantee of getting rich.
So before everyone runs off to buy Bitcoin based on the last thing they heard, what are the real takeaways from this deep dive? What's the truth about crypto trading?
Well, number one,
Yeah.
it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. As much as they want you to think it is, it's complex, always changing, needs patience, dedication, and constant learning.
It's not about shortcuts or magic tricks. It's understanding the tech, the market, and yourself as an investor. What's your risk tolerance? Goals. How much time do you even have, EE?
Absolutely. And that's what this ebook, with its whole fast and easy angle, just misses completely. It's not enough to know how W to trade the buying, selling leverage. You got to know WHY for every decision, the risks, indie rewards, and how it fits your life.
Because a strategy that works for some hotshot trader probably won't work for someone with a regular job and, actual responsibilities.
Exactly. And that's where finding good, unbiased information is key. Don't rely on flashy ebooks or influencers.
No more financial advice from Twitter, then.
Probably a good rule. Look for different perspectives, read from credible sources, maybe even take some courses.
And hey, if you're ever unsure, talk to a real financial advisor. They can help you navigate this wild world of crypto, make smart decisions for your goals.
Exactly. Because when it comes down to it, knowledge is the most valuable asset, more than any cryptocurrency.
Couldn't agree more. So there you have it, everyone. Our deep dive into crypto trading, the hype, the confusion, and the excitement too. Hope you feel equipped to navigate it all with confidence, caution, and a healthy dose of skepticism. It's your money, your future. Invest wisely.